Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live on your own in your golden years? Or perhaps you've already been thinking about the idea of living alone but aren't sure if it's right for you. Well, today I'm going to share my personal perspective and the 5 reasons why I prefer to live alone after the age of 70. Living alone isn't about isolation or loneliness. It's about embracing independence, creating a space that feels like home, and living life on your own terms. Stick around until the end, because these reasons might help you see the beauty and benefits of living solo in this stage of life. Before we begin, if this sounds like the kind of content you're interested in, make sure to hit that subscribe button for golden aging and turn on notifications so you never miss our tips on living fully at every age. Your support truly helps us reach more people looking to make their golden years healthier and happier. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1 below. If you don't, comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Reason 1. I value my independence. One of the greatest joys of living alone after 70 is the ability to maintain my independence. Independence isn't just about being self-sufficient. It's about having the freedom to live life on your own terms, make your own decisions, and prioritize what matters most to you. After decades of working, raising a family, and often putting others' needs first, I treasure this stage of life where I can focus on myself and what truly makes me happy. Independence is more than just handling daily tasks, though that's certainly part of it. It's about having control over my day-to-day life and creating a lifestyle that reflects who I am. Living alone allows me to set my own schedule, whether I want to sleep in, stay up late watching a movie, or spend the afternoon reading a book. The choice is entirely mine. Follow my preferences. I can cook my favorite meals, decorate my home to suit my style, and spend time on hobbies I love without worrying about anyone else's opinions or needs. Maintain my sense of purpose, knowing that I can manage my own life, from paying bills to fixing small problems around the house, reminds me of my capabilities and keeps me feeling confident. Let me tell you about a day last winter that really highlighted the joy of independence for me. It was a cold, snowy morning, and I decided to stay in my cozy bed a little longer, sipping tea and reading a mystery novel. If I were living with someone else, I might have felt pressure to get up and start the day early or stick to a shared routine. But living alone meant I could savor that quiet moment entirely on my own terms. Later that same day, I decided to try baking a new recipe, a pear tart I'd seen on TV. It turned out wonderfully, and the sense of accomplishment I felt, from planning the recipe to enjoying the finished product, was deeply satisfying. Moments like these remind me that living alone doesn't limit me, it empowers me. Living alone means I take care of myself, which keeps me active and engaged. Household tasks, from cooking meals to tidying up, these daily routines keep me physically active and provide a sense of accomplishment. Budgeting, managing my finances, from paying bills to saving for a special treat, reinforces my ability to take control of my life. Decision-making, whether it's choosing a new piece of furniture or planning a day trip, I love the autonomy of making decisions without needing approval or consensus. These tasks might seem mundane, but they're a reminder that I'm still capable and resourceful. Independence also pushes me to learn and grow. When something needs fixing, I might watch a tutorial online or ask for advice from a neighbor. A few months ago, I successfully repaired a squeaky cabinet door all by myself. It might seem like a small thing, but the pride I felt afterward was enormous. Living alone encourages me to 1. Stay active. I make an effort to exercise regularly, whether it's a morning walk or some light stretches in my living room. 2. Be creative. I've rediscovered old hobbies, like painting and gardening, which bring me joy and keep my mind engaged. 3. Adapt to challenges. If something breaks or a problem arises, I figure out how to address it, which keeps me feeling capable and confident. There's a deep sense of fulfillment that comes from knowing I'm living life on my own terms. It's not about avoiding others, it's about creating a life that feels authentic to who I am. A sense of control. Living alone means I'm in charge of my time, space, and decisions, which helps me feel grounded and in control of my life. Self-worth. Every task I accomplish, no matter how small, reinforces my self-esteem and reminds me of my abilities. Peace of mind. I can structure my days in a way that reduces stress and increases happiness, whether that means taking a midday nap or spending time in my garden. While I value my independence, I've also learned the importance of balance. Independence doesn't mean doing everything alone. It means knowing when to ask for help and when to reach out for connection. Whether it's calling a friend for advice or hiring someone to handle a task that's beyond my ability, I've found ways to maintain my autonomy while still leaning on support when I need it. Living alone has given me the chance to fully embrace my independence and all the benefits that come with it. It's about more than just self-sufficiency. It's about reclaiming control over my life and finding joy and the freedom to live as I choose. Every day is an opportunity to make decisions that align with my needs, preferences, and goals, and that sense of empowerment is something I wouldn't trade for anything. Reason 2. My space reflects my personality. One of the most rewarding aspects of living alone after the age of 70 is the freedom to create a home that truly reflects who I am. My space is an extension of my personality, filled with memories, hobbies, and items that bring me comfort and joy. Living alone allows me to curate my environment to suit my tastes and preferences, without compromise or the need to accommodate someone else's ideas of how things should look or feel. This ability to craft a space that's uniquely mine has brought me immense happiness and a deeper connection to my home. Every item in my home tells a story, and living alone means I can surround myself with things that matter most to me. Family photos and mementos. I have a shelf in my living room filled with framed photos of my children, grandchildren, and even my parents. Each picture reminds me of a moment in time that brings a smile to my face. Favorite furniture. My old recliner might look a little worn, but it's the most comfortable seat in the house, and I wouldn't part with it for anything. It's where I relax with a book or watch my favorite TV shows. Collections and keepsakes. I've spent years collecting vintage teacups, and they're displayed proudly in my dining room. Each cup has a history, and looking at them brings back memories of travels and cherished moments. Living alone means I don't have to justify these choices to anyone. They're mine, and they make my home feel like a sanctuary. Living alone has also given me the freedom to design my home in a way that brings me peace and happiness. Choosing colors and layouts. I painted my bedroom walls a soft blue because it reminds me of the sky on a clear day. It's a soothing color that helps me relax. Creating personal spaces. I've turned a corner of my living room into a cozy reading nook, complete with a comfy chair, a small table for my tea, and a lamp that gives off just the right amount of light. Seasonal decor. I love decorating for the holidays or changing up my space with the seasons. Living alone means I can go all out with lights and garlands or keep it simple, whatever suits my mood. Let me share a recent story. A few months ago, I decided it was time to rearrange my living room. I spent an entire afternoon moving furniture, adjusting the lighting, and deciding where to hang up painting I'd found at a local market. The result? A room that felt brand new and perfectly suited to my current tastes. If I were living with someone else, they might have thought I was being too particular or resisted the changes. But because I live alone, I had the freedom to take my time and make decisions that made me happy. Now, every time I walk into that room, I feel a sense of pride and contentment. Living alone means I can dedicate parts of my home to the things I love most. A crafting table. I've set up a small table in my spare room for knitting and other projects. It's my little corner of creativity, and I love spending quiet afternoons there. Gardening supplies. My back patio is full of potted plants and gardening tools. Tending to my flowers and herbs brings me so much joy, and having a space for that hobby makes it even better. Books and music. My bookshelves are packed with novels, biographies, and cookbooks. I also have a small collection of records, and I enjoy playing my favorite tunes while I cook or relax. Your home should be your haven, a place where you feel safe, comfortable, and completely yourself. Living alone has allowed me to create that haven. Familiarity and nostalgia. My space is full of items that remind me of my past. A rocking chair that once belonged to my mother, a quilt I made with my sister years ago, and the clock my late husband gave me on our anniversary. A sense of ownership, knowing that every decision about my home is mine to make, gives me a feeling of pride and control. Calm and peace. Whether I'm enjoying a cup of tea in my kitchen or sitting on the porch watching the sunset, my home is where I find solace and tranquility. If you're living alone or considering it, here are a few tips for making your home a reflection of your personality. 1. Display items that bring you joy. Whether it's family photos, souvenirs from travels, or your favorite artwork, surround yourself with things that make you smile. 2. Design spaces for your hobbies. Dedicate a corner of your home to your favorite activities, like crafting, reading, or gardening. 3. Personalize your decor. Choose colors, furniture, and layouts that make you feel at ease and represent your style. 4. Keep it practical. While it's wonderful to fill your home with things you love, make sure your space is also functional and easy to navigate. Living alone after 70 has given me the freedom to create a space that feels uniquely mine. A home filled with memories, comfort, and the things I love most. Every room tells a story, and every corner reflects a piece of who I am. This ability to design a space that suits my personality has brought me an immense sense of peace and happiness, and it's one of the many reasons I cherish living independently. Reason 3. Peace and quiet are priceless. One of the greatest joys of living alone after the age of 70 is the peace and quiet it brings. After decades of navigating a noisy world, whether it was raising children, managing work obligations, or living with a partner, there's something incredibly soothing about having a space where silence reigns. Peace and quiet aren't just luxuries. They're gifts that allow us to reflect, recharge, and truly appreciate the beauty of life in its simplest form. When you live alone, you get to enjoy the calm and tranquility of a space free from unnecessary noise or interruptions. For me, peace and quiet mean starting my day calmly. There's no rush in the mornings, just the gentle hum of the world waking up. I brew a cup of tea, sit by the window, and listen to the birds singing. It's a peaceful ritual that sets a positive tone for the rest of my day. Finding mental clarity, quiet gives me space to think without distractions. Whether I'm reflecting on cherished memories or planning what to cook for dinner, the stillness helps me focus and enjoy the moment. Relieving stress. After years of busy schedules and constant activity, the quiet of my home feels like a balm for the soul. It's a time to let go of worries and simply be. Let me share a memory that captures the priceless value of peace and quiet. Last autumn, I spent an entire afternoon on my porch, watching the leaves fall. There was no noise except for the occasional rustle of the wind and the soft chirping of birds. For hours, I just sat there, sipping tea and soaking in the moment. If I were living with someone else, the silence might have been broken by conversation, TV noise, or the bustle of daily life. Instead, that day was mine to enjoy fully, and it left me feeling refreshed and grateful. Peace and quiet don't just calm the mind, they nurture the heart. Living in a quiet environment has given me time for self-reflection. I use the stillness to think about my life, appreciate my journey, and focus on what truly matters. A sense of gratitude. In the quiet, I find myself feeling thankful for the small blessings, like a sunny day, a good book, or a warm meal. The opportunity to recharge. Quiet moments allow me to rest both physically and emotionally, leaving me better prepared for the challenges and joys of life. Living alone means I can structure my environment to maintain that precious sense of peace. Here's how I create calm in my home. Minimizing noise. I keep my home free of unnecessary distractions. There's no background TV unless I'm watching it, and I've learned to appreciate the natural sounds of my environment. Setting the mood. I light candles, play soft music when I feel like it, and keep my space tidy to promote a sense of serenity. Protecting my quiet time. I make sure to carve out moments of stillness each day, whether it's enjoying a cup of coffee on the porch or reading before bed. There are moments when the quiet feels too still, particularly on rainy days or during holidays when I miss the energy of family gatherings. However, I've learned to embrace these moments by reaching out to others. I call a friend, write a letter, or schedule a visit with family to bring a bit of connection into my day. filling the silence with joy. On quieter days, I turn to my hobbies, whether it's knitting, listening to music, or tending to my garden. Appreciating the balance, knowing that I can connect with others when I choose, makes the quiet moments feel like a blessing rather than a burden. One of my favorite routines is unwinding in the evening. I light a candle, make a cup of herbal tea, and sit in my favorite chair with a good book. The silence of the house at night is deeply calming. It's a time for me to reflect on the day and let my thoughts settle. Moments like these remind me why peace and quiet are so valuable. They're opportunities to connect with myself, recharge, and end the day on a positive note. The peace and quiet of living alone offer so much more than just the absence of noise. They restore your energy. Quiet time allows your body and mind to recover from the demands of daily life. They provide space for joy. In the stillness, you can appreciate life's small pleasures, like the taste of a home-cooked meal or the beauty of a sunset. They nurture your well-being. Silence helps reduce stress, improve focus, and promote emotional balance, making it an essential part of a healthy lifestyle. Peace and quiet are truly priceless gifts, and living alone allows me to enjoy them fully. They give me the time and space to reflect, recharge, and find joy in the simple, beautiful moments of life. Whether it's listening to the rain, savoring a cup of tea, or watching the world go by from my porch, the calm of my home is a source of immense comfort and happiness. If you agree that peace and quiet are priceless, comment 2 below. I'd love to hear how you find stillness and calm in your own life. Reason 4. I appreciate my relationships more. One of the unexpected joys of living alone after the age of 70 is how much it has deepened my appreciation for the relationships in my life. When you live alone, the time you spend with family and friends becomes more intentional and meaningful. Without the distractions of sharing a home, I find myself treasuring every call, visit, or connection more than ever before. Living alone doesn't mean being isolated. It means having the space to prioritize the people who truly matter and make those moments count. Living alone creates a balance between solitude and connection. Here's how it's helped me strengthen my relationships. Intentional interactions. Because I don't see loved ones every day, I've learned to make the most of the time we do spend together. Each visit or phone call feels like a special occasion. Less taken for granted. When you live with someone, it's easy to overlook the little moments of kindness or conversation. Living alone has made me more aware of these gestures, and I cherish them more deeply. More authentic connections. Without the everyday logistics of living together, my relationships are more focused on enjoying each other's company, sharing stories, and creating lasting memories. Every Sunday, I visit my daughter, Lisa, and her family for lunch. It's a tradition I look forward to all week. We sit around the table, laughing, sharing stories, and catching up on each other's lives. When I lived with Lisa for a short time after my knee surgery, those lunches didn't feel as special. They were just part of the routine. Now, living on my own, I savor every moment. I make the drive, bring a dessert I baked, and arrive with a full heart, ready to soak in the warmth of my family's love. Living alone has taught me to value these moments in a way I never did before. Living alone has also given me the chance to strengthen my friendships. When I was busy raising a family and working, my friendships often took a backseat. Now, I have the time and energy to nurture those connections. Regular calls and visits. I make a point to call my friend Jack every week. We've known each other for decades, and those conversations are a highlight of my week. Shared activities. I've joined a gardening club and a local book group, where I've met wonderful people who share my interests. These friendships add vibrancy to my life and remind me of the joy of companionship. Living alone doesn't mean being disconnected. I've embraced technology as a way to stay in touch with family and friends. Video calls. Seeing my grandchildren on a video call brings me so much joy. Even if we're miles apart, those moments make me feel close to them. Texting and emails. A quick text or email allows me to share updates and stay in touch with friends who live far away. Social media. Platforms like Facebook help me keep up with old friends, see photos of my loved ones, and share pieces of my own life. Living alone has given me a fresh perspective on the value of relationships. Here's what I've learned. The importance of effort. I've become more intentional about reaching out to loved ones, knowing that those connections take time and care to maintain. The joy of connection. Every phone call, visit, or shared activity reminds me of the richness that relationships bring to life. Gratitude for the people in my life. I no longer take anyone for granted. Whether it's a neighbor who brings me soup when I'm feeling under the weather or a friend who sends me a thoughtful note, I feel immense gratitude for the kindness of others. One of the most meaningful relationships I've developed since living alone is with my neighbor, Clara. She's a retired teacher with a heart as warm as her homemade pies. We often meet on the porch for coffee and long chats about everything from gardening tips to family memories. Living alone has given me the space to nurture this friendship in ways I might not have if my home were always bustling with activity. Clara's friendship has been a gift, and it's a reminder of the beauty of connecting with the people around you. If you're living alone, here are some ways to deepen your relationships and make the most of the time you spend with others. 1. Be present. When you're with loved ones, focus on the moment. Put away distractions and give them your full attention. 2. Reach out regularly. Make an effort to call, visit, or send notes to the people who matter most. These small gestures go a long way. 3. Show gratitude. Let your loved ones know how much they mean to you. A heartfelt thank you or kind word can strengthen your bond. 4. Create traditions. Whether it's a weekly lunch, a monthly game night, or an annual family picnic, traditions give you something to look forward to and create lasting memories. Living alone has given me a deeper appreciation for the relationships in my life. It's taught me to be more intentional about my connections and to cherish every moment I spend with the people I love. Whether it's a Sunday lunch with my daughter, a phone call with an old friend, or a cup of coffee with my neighbor, these moments fill my life with meaning and joy. If this resonates with you, I'd love to hear how living alone has changed your relationships. Do you have a special tradition or a meaningful connection that brings you happiness? Share your story in the comments below. I'd love to hear about the relationships that light up your life. Reason 5. It builds my confidence. Living alone after the age of 70 has given me something I didn't expect, a renewed sense of confidence. In a world that often underestimates the abilities of older adults, living independently has shown me that I'm still capable, resourceful, and strong. Each day brings its own challenges and rewards, and overcoming those challenges on my own has reinforced my belief in my own abilities. That sense of confidence is deeply empowering and adds meaning to my life. Living alone requires a level of self-reliance that fosters confidence in many ways. Managing daily tasks, from cooking meals to paying bills, every task I complete reminds me that I can handle life's responsibilities on my own. Problem solving. Whether it's fixing a leaky faucet or figuring out how to adjust my television settings, solving problems by myself reinforces my resourcefulness. Making decisions. Living alone means I make all the decisions in my household, from what to cook for dinner to how to arrange my living room. The freedom to make these choices builds a sense of control over my life. A few months ago, my kitchen sink began to drip. At first, I thought about calling a plumber, but then I decided to try fixing it myself. I watched a tutorial online, gathered the tools I needed, and spent the better part of an afternoon replacing the washer. When I turned the faucet on and saw that the drip had stopped, I felt an incredible sense of pride. It wasn't just about saving money or completing a task, it was about proving to myself that I could do it. That one small victory boosted my confidence, and reminded me that I'm still capable of tackling new challenges. Living alone doesn't just build practical skills, it also strengthens emotional resilience. Here's how. Overcoming fear. At first, the idea of living alone might feel daunting, especially after years of sharing a home with others. But each day that I manage on my own shows me that I have nothing to fear. Building resilience. When challenges arise, I face them head on. Whether it's dealing with a power outage or navigating a health concern, each experience makes me stronger. Increasing self-worth. Accomplishing even small tasks, like preparing a meal or tidying up the house, reinforces my sense of purpose and value. Living alone has also given me the chance to rediscover strengths and talents I hadn't used in years. Cooking for myself, preparing meals has become a creative outlet for me. I've experimented with new recipes, revisited old favorites, and even tried my hand at baking. Each success in the kitchen reminds me of my capabilities. Gardening, tending to my flowers and herbs not only keeps me active but also provides a sense of accomplishment as I watch them grow. Creative projects, I've taken up painting and crafting again, hobbies I hadn't touched in decades. Seeing the results of my efforts gives me immense satisfaction. Living alone has its challenges, but each one is an opportunity to grow. Learning to adapt. When things don't go as planned, I've learned to stay calm and find a solution. For example, when my heater stopped working one winter, I bundled up, called a repair service, and made sure I was comfortable until it was fixed. Asking for help when needed. Confidence doesn't mean doing everything alone. It means knowing when to ask for help, whether it's from a neighbor, a friend, or a professional. Reaching out when needed has taught me the importance of balance and humility. The confidence I've gained from living alone has improved every aspect of my life. Independence. Knowing I can manage my own life gives me a sense of freedom and autonomy. Happiness. Accomplishing tasks on my own brings a sense of pride and joy that enriches my days. Preparedness. Confidence makes me feel more prepared to handle whatever comes my way, from unexpected challenges to new opportunities. Last summer, I decided to repaint my porch furniture. It was a project I'd never tackled before, and I wasn't sure where to start. But with a little research and a trip to the hardware store, I managed to sand, prime, and paint each piece. When I was finished, the furniture looked brand new, and my porch became a space I was even prouder to call my own. That project wasn't just about sprucing up my home. It was about proving to myself that I could learn and achieve something new. If you're living alone and want to build your confidence, here are a few tips. 1. Start small. Take on manageable tasks to build your skills and sense of accomplishment. 2. Celebrate successes. Whether it's fixing something, cooking a new recipe, or organizing a room, acknowledge your achievements. 3. Learn new skills. Try a new hobby, take an online class, or tackle a home project you've been putting off. Each success will add to your confidence. 4. Ask for help when needed. Confidence includes knowing when to seek assistance. It's a sign of strength, not weakness. Living alone after 70 has been a journey of self-discovery and growth. It's given me the chance to prove to myself that I'm still capable, resourceful, and strong. Each task I complete, each challenge I overcome, adds another layer to my confidence. This renewed belief in myself has enriched my life in ways I never expected, making living alone not just a choice, but a gift. If this resonates with you, I'd love to hear about a time when you surprise yourself with your own abilities. Share your story in the comments below. Your experiences might just inspire someone else. So, those are my 5 reasons why I prefer to live alone after the age of 70. Valuing my independence, creating a home that reflects my personality, cherishing peace and quiet, appreciating relationships more deeply, and building confidence. Living alone isn't about being isolated, it's about embracing the freedom to live life on your own terms and finding joy in every moment. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below and share your own experiences. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, where your support means the world to us. We look forward to bringing you more content that inspires growth, joy, and purpose. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.